How important is networking, and when should I start networking in my career?
Chloe, I think networking is about the most important thing that you can do. I think there's a little bit of an issue because people sometimes think networking involves going to really awkward get-togethers and sort of standing around with glasses of wine, trying to hand out your business card, having to sell yourself, feeling really awkward about it.
Yeah.
And that's actually not what it is at all. Networking is just about talking to people. It's about explaining that you're looking for a job, getting some advice, getting some tips, hearing from people who maybe are already doing a job that you'd like to do. So it's a little bit more kind of relaxed than having to go to a specific function and behave in a way that isn't comfortable for you. I think that people are sometimes a little bit suspicious of networking and what it involves.
Okay.
And what I sometimes hear is that people don't want to use their network, they'd rather do it themselves, or it feels awkward to be continually asking for things, that it's just, it's not natural. And what I'd probably say in that situation is actually networking isn't just about getting things. So if you have that kind of feeling that it's uncomfortable because you don't want to be asking people for things all the time, just remember that networking is actually about giving as well as it is receiving. So it's an exchange, and you can always think about what you might be able to do for somebody else as much as what they can do for you. And if you think of all the things that you can just learn from other people that doesn't come from just reading a website, so you can find out about how other people got into their jobs, what they like about their jobs, what advice or tips they might give you if you're just starting out in the field. You can even find out things like whether or not a job would be right for you. There's lots to do, and there are lots of different ways to do it. And the other thing that I would say is it's not just for extroverts. There's sometimes this preconception that you have to be very outgoing, chatty, and good with people in order to network. But there are lots of ways. If you're a little bit more shy or a little bit more reserved, there are lots of things that you can be doing to find out about professionals who work in areas that you'd like to get into. There's a really good tool called LinkedIn.
Okay.
Which
I'm a bit sceptical on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure about it. Okay.
I'm not really professional yet, so I
Yeah.
feel like as a student, if I got a LinkedIn account, I would
Yeah.
feel a bit out of place and like I didn't have a right to have one yet.
I would really push back on that
Okay.
and say that you absolutely have a right to have an account. And not only that, remember that the people on LinkedIn are on there to network, and there's nothing to stop you as a student approaching somebody who's in a job that you'd like to do and asking them to answer a few questions. Most people in life will probably want to help you. Particularly if you've done quite well in a career, there can be a sense of I'd like to give back and I'd like to help a young person to start out in life, and I'd like to give them some advice and coaching about how they could find the right career for them. So you absolutely have a right. There's a section on LinkedIn called LinkedIn Lab, which if you Google it, you'll find some great tips on how to approach people that you don't know. In terms of when to start, which I think was your other question, start now.
Cracky.
Start wherever you are. If there is a company that you're interested in, you can go onto LinkedIn and have a little look around to see who's working for that company. You might be surprised and find that somebody that you know actually knows somebody who's working for an organisation that you're interested in. And of course, probably the best place to start is with the people you know. Do your parents have friends? Do people you volunteer with know anybody in a field that you might be interested in? So if you sort of think about it as almost a spider diagram, are you talking to people? Are you telling them that you're interested in a particular job? Are you telling them that you don't know what you want to do? You'd like to talk to as many people as possible to find out about different kinds of careers? So I think it's something that you can start and should start as soon as possible. I really know that it can be difficult, and I know that it can be intimidating, but just little bits here and there could really result in something really big and exciting happening. So I recommend start soon and start small, but get started.
I'll get started now then. I'll write some emails.
Okay,
And yeah.
Results.
Yes.